Okay, so this is an image I put together overlapping the map that we was provided, showing the position of the kitchen where Kenneka was found, and also the layout roughly over the building, roughly, just to give an idea. What I wanted to show you was how close that loading dock area is to the cameras that we see in the rear car park camera footage. The direction that they keep going in obviously could be going to Kenneka's mother's car, because she does walk from that direction when she first comes to the hotel. But they do go in that direction quite a few times. How many times do you need to go to the car? So I was in my last video, as you know, if you've seen it, I point out how important that dock area is, and you can see on this image the position compared to those cameras, which are the blue markings, and you can also see the direction that the cameras are filming. You can see the building that we see at the back, the line that goes across, just to indicate the direction. And I just think it's in very important in this case that we acknowledge this entrance. It's an easy access point without too much fuss. And it's just, in the corner, out the way. Unless you walked over there, you wouldn't know. Unless you knew the layout of this building, you wouldn't know. So I just want to connect my opinion with some facts. So this is the footage most people have seen, but I just wanted to use it to connect back to just this is my opinion. You see this guy, obviously he is quite dodgy. As you know, we've seen this before. But is he a getaway man? Meaning, did he come to pick some? I don't think the way he reacts is that he's come to give anybody anything. People are saying, was he come to bring drugs? I don't think so. Let's watch his actions. He comes in quite suspiciously acting. I'm a balanced person. I'd be honest if I thought he wasn't, But he does act dodgy. Comes in. Why would you come in the building? And you'll see, without your hood on, and then put your hood on in the building. It makes no sense. You see, obviously I've cut the middle out, but we get the point. He comes up to this point, and you can see the time difference. The time difference, is about 20 minutes roughly. He comes in and he's quite detached from, Monifah, Shamaya, and Bree. It's almost as if they're subconsciously not connecting. Why? That's what I want to know. If you know this guy, why? They go back out, obviously. And this is them walking back out into the car park, detached. What again? They walk two completely different ways round. There's no need for it. You also see Monifah go over, and it's almost like she picks up something or looks at something, then go. There's no reason for this. It's so dodgy to me. This is them in the rear car park again, walking over. This is the part where we see it cut. And he's obviously holding back. He's not come to give them anything, as far as I'm concerned. He's waiting for something. He's waiting. Look at him. He's waiting for something. He gets back into his car and he sits in there for quite a while. So I cut the middle out, just, for the video's purpose. But you get the point, He goes, he's just dodgy. Very dodgy character. And obviously we see him, the car, speed off after we see Shemaya and Bree and Monifah come back, but we don't see, what my point is, we don't see who gets in that car from that direction. We don't see. He's waiting for something, as far as I'm concerned. So they come back in the building, Bree first, like she's on a mission. We see Monifah and Shemaya together a lot. We see Bree with them, but they tend to stay together, if you haven't noticed. It's almost as if they have a little thing. And it's just something I've noticed. I think if something did happen to Kenneka that was foul play, they might even just know what happened or know what went on. It doesn't mean that they helped kill her. You know, people just assuming kill, but they could just know something. This is the part where obviously they're in the lobby and they've collected after, you know, a little while with some people, and they go into food court hall, but you can see Monifah quickly give something to Shemaya. Shemaya pulls her top a little bit. You can see she pulls her arm over slightly. If you look closely, slow it down. And then on the next camera, you know, a few seconds later, her arm's missing. Does that indicate that Monifah is a lot smarter than we think, and she is starting to clock the cameras? Think about it. She's starting to clock the cameras, in my opinion. Very dodgy behaviour. Very dodgy behaviour, in my opinion. They keep going in that direction. There's no need for them to constantly go in that direction in the car park, where they keep going in the direction of the dock area that I pointed out in my last video. And if the staff car park is over there, I'm not sure if it is, so correct me if I'm wrong, but if it is, and that's not working as well, this is, you know, it's crazy. But it's just something I wanted to point out. Body actions, the way people physically act, can tell you so much. The guy, you know, the fact that he didn't have his hood on, walks in the building and puts his hood on. Subconsciously, is that him trying to maybe hide himself? Not physically like hide himself from the cameras maybe, but trying to act a little bit, you know, like out of the way so people won't notice him. You know, is that detachment to do with the fact they have to do something they don't want to do, or they know something about this person that they don't like, or you get my idea. What is that detachment for? You know, actions speak louder than words. And at the moment, actions are speaking very loudly. I can't comment on whether I'm correct. It's just my opinion. I'm always going to say my opinion, because it's not fact. You know, I'm not one of the people that's going to act like I'm 100%, but it's just making sense. I mean, if there will be other things I will say that might contradict slightly, but I'm very balanced. And if I see something else, I'll try and explain that, you know? So I think the point is, we don't know what happened. And there are going to be so many different scenarios, but I think we do need to pay attention to this dock area a lot more. It's so easy to disconnect those cameras. It's literally like pulling out a phone charger. It's that easy. All you have to do is disconnect the camera, and it will react as if it's not working. 2 of those cameras were put back on straight away. Like when they found out that there was an issue with those cameras, 2 cameras were put back on, and the rest weren't. Was it just a case of plugging them back in? You know, we will never know, but it's just such a such a odd such an odd way to die, with odd scenarios in between. I feel like there's a lot of dodgy things happening in this hotel, and we're getting confused. between all these things that are going on that have nothing to do with it, you know? And I think we need to narrow it down and put things away that have nothing to do with it. Everyone's just finding everything that's dodgy, and they're not doing their research and narrowing it down and allowing it to make sense. Be honest with yourself, make sense of it through research, and know that it's okay to have your own opinion and be in the middle, you know, not know what way to go. But yeah, those are just my thoughts.